Yeah.
It is a lane Gushin, actually.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a Gushin with, they might actually give him a high and dry
Possible
with him to thrive a little bit more in the lane.
Possible, but yeah, obviously most of the time you still want that mystery shop though.
Yeah, get those items really quickly.
Either mystery shop or
Magic Worship.
Magic Worship is Magic Worship's kind of old school, so I don't know. Maybe more mystery shop.
Yeah.
So coming in this one, it looks like we got some new picks coming out for work. Maybe they're bringing out the big guns. Something that's not expected, something that probably hasn't been researched and hasn't been used a lot. So all I know is a lot of Gushin players are happy around the world right now that we see work putting it out on the big stage. And we're loading up into Game 2, PVE, Patrick Virai Esports, also known as Aether Main, versus Work, also known as World Challenger, Work, Astaire Force.
And World Challenger, they're still going for a lineup that's still somewhat similar to what they brought up in game number 1, where they have 2 core mages to really bring it to the early to the mid game and really just wait for Chu. But then this time, World Challenger does not need to wait long for Chu to scale up because that is a YSS.
Yep, again, Yuji very aggressive on the far side. He's been known to be one of the most prominent, most aggressive mage players in the game. Not just in the Philippines. And so far, they got Choco putting up a lot of damage with Lycan Pounds. Going to be able to kind of force FY to really just back off. And again, with the help of Yuji and Van, this could be a big invade onto the orange buff, rather. Get that Soul of Love away from Chu and maybe slow him down, but backup's already on the way.
Yep. Still waiting for that level 4 right now, but World Challenger really just giving the space right now for Chu. Matchups we have to look out for definitely are the matchups in the side lanes again. Oh, great entry.
With Van alongside that was a weird ejector, but they're going to take it. FY, not going to last for long. That's definitely going to be first blood. Chu following suit. He has that orange, and look at that. No orange buff on the Chu. That is big.
Yeah, that actually went to FY by accident, but I think it was one of those calls where FY was just like, I'm sorry, man, I really have to.
Yeah.
I don't want to give this away.
And it's absolutely fine for me. But again, PVE looks like they are doing what needs to be done here. The Gushin right now, again, we're talking about the Gushin, still has Mystery Shop, has the Execute, wasn't really able to take part of that fight. He was busy getting the XP, trying to get level 4. If they gave away the orange buff, I don't think that's a fair trade at all.
And now Choco definitely has a bit of a leg up compared to YSS, choose YSS right now, which is why we're seeing him going for an invade actually, just for those jungle monsters near the purple side of Aether Main.
Yep. I don't know if they know that Michael Jordan's here, but the Turtle could go down. No retribution means he's going to have to do a lot of damage, and Yuji's going to be the target. However, Turtle still goes over to Choco, and again, damage has been done. They take down Yuji, but they lose a lot more. Work Astaire Force. They're in for the long haul here. They lose free in that exchange.
Yeah, and Michael Jordan, to answer your question, Aether Main did not know that Michael Jordan was there, but then Yuji was just able to utilize the wings by wings and then the stun from Farsa to stop Michael Jordan in his tracks. He also got crowd controlled for a bit there, wasn't able to get that sure kill onto Yuji, so he's sitting at a 0-1-1, and that's just going to be Michael Jordan's job, really. Look for Yuji. Even all the way until the late game, just look for Yuji.
Yeah, absolutely. Just look for Yuji and get those advantages. Because so far, Yuji's proving to be a really, really big asset to PVE. And that worked. They kind of have to reset again. They need to get that orange buff. Soul of Lava works really well for Yi Sun Shin. And what about Michael Jordan? What do you think about this guy right now on this Gushin?
I mean,
hit or miss?
Well, it's still 50-50 because it's still really early into the game, but he knows what he needs to do, which is wait for Yuji's Farsa, as Jobert Sakala might go down near the bottom lane. He does. That's another kill here for Choco, and Aether Main now definitely playing a much better game compared to game number 1.
Yeah, look at that. Choco going to be stunned down and locked in with the Imperial Justice. Sharif going to be able to... Oh my god, that was so close. Michael Jordan actually will suffer. Still hasn't used that execute since the start of the game, man. That is not a good sign for an Assassin Gushin player. And right now, Patrick Virai Esports are definitely in the lead here. Could get a lot more of this outer turret energy shield. But on the other side, Work Astaire Force, they do have Chu farming very steadily. So he's not joining the fights, but he's getting the gold that he needs.
Yeah, Michael Jordan really could have gotten that execute off and take down Yuji. Sherby's Lapu Lapu, but then Sherby was just able to flicker right in the nick of time. I feel like right before the thumb of Michael Jordan made contact with his device. So that was a good thing he was able to get away from there, because that could have been another kill there for Michael Jordan. He actually just got one right now because we have a team fight ongoing.
Yeah, big team fight. Choco again going to be taken out. That's going to be a
Falling
big
Star
deal.
Moon at the
a
three.
Falling Star Moon by Tigasin. And that's a cleanup. Sharif going to be able to take down Michael Jordan. And again, over and over again, they just keep forcing work as they're forced to go and take off. They're not taking a lot of kills, but again, PVE, they're very happy to go in and dive as long as it's Chu.
Wow.
For the force and ejector assist as well for Tigasin. And they get the target that they want.
Great play by those two, but the fight is still ongoing. Falling Star Moon to do to help Van try to get away. Imperial Justice has been committed, but here comes MJ and a pause. Surprisingly, that's like calling a timeout in the middle of a three-point shot. It's like MJ was just there mid-shot already, or the shot was released, and they were like, you know what, timeout. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know what happened, man, but all I can say is that PVE, Aether Main, are really making a strong statement early on in the game.
And it's because of how the tempo was started by them, with how they invade on the orange buff in Chu's first rotation went successfully, that again FY was really forced to take that orange instead of Chu, because then he dies. They lose the orange, and then that meant that Choco had a little bit of a leg up compared to Chu in the rotation. Chu was forced to invade, and really it's delayed his presence in this fight. We're starting to feel the YSS a little bit more, but again, I feel like World Challenger are just doing the same thing that they did as game number one, which is, guys, we gotta hold on, we gotta wait for Chu, and it's gonna take much longer this time around, because now the Alice and as well as their backshow will really be too busy in the side lanes trying to manage that now, so World Challenger cannot have to tweak their strategy compared to game number one, because if they do that again, Aether Main is definitely going to take this win and force a game number 3.
Yeah, and in fairness, I mean, Work is still kind of in the game with just 1.5k goal lead in favor of Batista Esports, and they haven't used the Gushin a lot, but he definitely used it there. Finally, this Gushin pick starting to pay dividends. We got 4 kills and 3 deaths onto Michael Jordan.
Yeah. And later on, it could be a really quick -1 delete onto either Yuji, potentially even Oko, if Michael Jordan can really time his Sword Spike entry in and his combo right at the time where Choco doesn't have the Lycan Pounce anymore, and he doesn't have the ability to get out of the map with those iframes for a second. So now Michael Jordan here, I think he could be the big X factor for World Challenger. He's sitting at 4-3-1, but I can see how he can be such a big problem for Aether Main come the late game.
Again, a little bit of denial there on the Hurricane Eye. And we still got, I think, a pretty good amount of damage output, so they kind of have to capitalize on this while they can, because this damage is going to fade later on for sure, though. Because I feel like the Gushin just has that window. And late game Gushin is not as fun to play. Right now, though, top lane, again, PVE going to get some work done. 4v1. FY, can you survive? I don't think so. That's going to be a very dead Sylvana. But again, with the assist coming in from the rest of the squad, that's going to be banned. Oh man, that's a full combo from the Gushin. We'll be able to take him out and clean up by Jobert Sakalam. Choco and Chu, look at this guy. He's just critting non-stop. Yuji's free hit on the back though, dove in by the YSS. That's a lot of damage coming in. They can't sustain it for long. Chu is very happy where he is. He gets a shutdown and a double kill.
Not the perfect game, because he has 1 death now in this game, but we're seeing Chu now going to work, and Aether Main has got to respect the counter punch of World Challenger. We saw it a lot in game 1. They know how to counter punch. Jobert, so low!
Jobert basically canceled the stun coming in from the Lapu Lapu, giving freedom for Chu to make it out alive. Look at that. He sacrificed a flicker straight into a stun for that. Wow, the small mechanics of this game.
You know what, man? As a tank main, Jobert is not one of my favorite tanks. Because it's things like this, which is why, hey, it's okay, I get 15 deaths a game. I'm dying for you guys.
He is, he really is. And it's only 2 deaths. so far. So he is doing quite a lot here in the place of work. And right now, if Chu gets this turtle buff, man, this mid game is going to them, and it does.
Oh no,
That is scary.
Yeah, Aether main. Again, they're playing this. They played the early game this time around much better. Game 1, they played good. Game 2, they played great in the early. But now we're in the mid to the late game, and I feel like this is where World Challenger really thrives because they understand the nature of all their lineups. We saw it not just today, we saw that yesterday in day number 1.
Yeah, in day number 2, they're also showing that they're pretty strong, although that was super random.
It's like they
I
just
don't
left.
know what happened there.
They just left Jobert there. Jobert looked like he was like, guys, are you guys gonna dive? Wait, guys, where are you guys?
That was a complete miscomm. Right now, the Imperial Justice takes down Van, and the follow-up damage is just not enough. No orange, no purple, and no turtle means that Choco cannot fight. Gives Chu more room to go and wiggle it out. The Gassen gonna get taken out as well in this point. And work is starting to build up a little bit of a lead.
The next level mind game sacrifice from Jobert.
Jobert, man, seriously.
I mean,
don't know what that was about, but it worked. For some reason, it worked.
It worked. It's like that's the situation where you're in game and you're just trying to. Of course, there's a cooldown to when you can use it, but then he's just spamming launch attack. Launch attack. Where are you guys?
Again, 2 towers real quick gets a lot of gold. However, the lock-in is already in with the Imperial Justice. That's a dive in. Choco out right away with the help of the Tortoise Pazans, and they can still go in for the fight. Chu gonna go and dash out to safety, but getting dashed in by Sarib in the middle of everything. Stunned into Michael Jordan. He doesn't have any skills yet. He just gets off cooldown.
Oh, look at
it's
Chu.
not enough. Chu there is going hard on the Sharif.
Wow.
Takes him out just like that.
Again, the patience of World Challenger. They didn't leave that. It looked like other teams would have potentially called, you know what, we're losing, let's back. But the rest, they're like, no. We make them use their cooldowns. We make them use their abilities, all their spells, because Chu is just nearby. He's positioning and waiting. Once their abilities are gone and they can't escape, we're gonna clean up house. That's been the story of World Challenger for 2 days now, and up until now, they've been making it work to, I wouldn't say near perfection, but man, it's working real damn well for them.
Yeah, and again, the posts on social media about this team is definitely starting to look like it's true. They've just got so much teamwork. They got a lot of synergy built in already. They look like a team that's been playing for a long time as well. Although I'm pretty sure they're just a new team probably. But they look like they're playing like veterans right now.
Yeah, veteran moves we're seeing from the team and then their members. FY foresees the Imperial Justice. FY as well has been really crucial in these team fights. He has 2 deaths and 12 assists.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the usual mistakes like Jobert just randomly dying, you know, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, FY, he is also just... He's doing a pretty good job in making sure the Imperial Justice hits. That's all I'm happy about. Just hit the Imperial Justice, you know?
And get that comedic land stuns.
Yeah. So it's going to be probably a big team fight here on top side once more. We got the Alice in the middle of everyone. Everyone is low. There's no way they can fight this now. Oh my god, what a disjointed team fight so far. Lord is still alive. They can get even more. But surprisingly, Work was their force. They're backing off, and Jobert, he's playing around.
Yeah, they were lacking the minion waves there, but now World Challenger can potentially go for this mid lane.
They're slowing down, but...
Yeah, they're slowing down. They really decided to just play this disciplined and not go and force a fight.
Very surprising, because I feel like there was a lot of openings there, but... Again, they are going on the ball lane. They're starting to get into the push as well. So, 9k gold lead. Can they make something out of this? That's a pretty good feather airstrike from Yuji, controlling everything. But so far, Work is their force. They're just holding steady and just having some fun here.
I missed this. I'm sorry, but I missed this.
I did miss this.
Jobert the Wall Sakalum. Yeah, despite that one time we saw him die randomly, he's been big for the interception counter punch because his backshot stuns into the back lane for the counter punch have been crucial for Work.
Absolutely. So we're going to see a bit more of an engagement
Sakuna.
here. Beautifully done there. Again, Sarib gets a kill on the Sakuna out of nowhere. That's a 1-for-1, but I feel like that was huge.
Oh man, Sukuna Matata It means no worries as long as I get my stuns. Alice, the entry with the flowing blood, with the blood as well onto 3, stopping Yuji, making Yuji think, oh, I can't feather airstrike here anymore.
Yeah.
Again, this is why Yuji
Dude.
picking up the Farsa so early was such a problem, because you went up against the first 2 picks, the Sylvana and the Baksha, but then the Alice was picked later. Sukuna's job here is to just disrupt the back line and stop Aether Main from trying to get into the fight to respond, and it's been working 2 games in a row. Hell, I think we saw Sukuna a lot on the Alice yesterday. Worked really well for him as well. And I think we're just seeing the greatest hits of World Challenger right now. Even better because they're being tested, okay? They're being tested by Aether Main,
Yeah,
and they are
absolutely.
answering and acing that test.
What is happening though with Choco right now? 1-5-5 on the Roger. Man, this guy has proved to be a pretty good carry player, but in game 1 and game 2, he's starting to kind of fall down. Maybe it's the like the big upper bracket pressure, but so far he really needs to pick it up. This Roger is not gonna. It's like an early game to mid game hero. The late game is very conditional on whether or not he gets a big lead. If you don't have a big lead and you're a Roger, man, you're gonna be dead weight. That's what's happening right now.
Look at this bait by Workouter Force, managing and slowing down the wave. But they froze the waves quite far from the tower, baiting it out because they were waiting for the Lord, knowing that if they push the wave in a little bit too early, that would give Aether Main time to position.
They're timing it.
Yeah,
yes.
they're timing it. Okay, it looks like they're trolling
Jumper.
with the spams, but you know that worked.
Man, Jobber, look at this guy. I don't know why he's still alive, but he is. And
Wow.
the backup is here already. FY locks in that Choco with Imperial Justice. And now the rest of the cavalry has arrived. Shuri with the flicker out. The fight in for Sakuna, and the damage is real.
OMG!
He got it! Michael Jordan from half court goes straight into the face of the enemy. Is able to take out the kill. And Tigasin down for the count.
He gets the sword spike, waited for Tigasin to get away just to make him think you're safe, but Michael Jordan pulled the trigger and say, we'll make this a 1-for-1 trade because the Esmeralda would be more devastating in a potential Lord take right now.
And again, another Imperial Justice goes down. Again, Nav can't really do much when he's locked into it. And now the rest of the team, they're fighting man-to-man defense. And so far, work is their force. They are getting the targets that they want. Then is backing off. He is forced to defend. And the rest of work of their force are able to get the Lord.
Let us remind you what these two teams are fighting for. A slot, not just in the regular season. We know that. That's what everyone's fighting for. But a slot in the upper bracket final. Whoever wins in this match will go up against either Archangel or Empire Monarch. And whoever wins that match later on today has secured their slot in the MPL Season 7. World Challenger, if they win this game 2, they're potentially 2 or 3 games away from entering the MPL.
That is really something. So, work austere force. They're showing up strong here. Another great Imperial Justice. But the throw is gonna go down as well. Kill for Michael Jordan. He still has that execute. And this could be it.
And look at that World Challenger with the Lord and 2 members of Aether Main down. The base going down. And that is Aether Main going down to the lower bracket as World Challenger has secured their slot in the upper bracket final.
Man, that was a very intimidating show of force here. Coming from World Challenger. And again, I have to commend them. They really did the job that they came to do. Allow Chu to really farm up.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened. I'll have to admit, though, Aether Main, their early game was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a really great early game. Again, much better than game number 1. Again, game 1 was good. Game 2 was great. But then mid to the late game, that's when